Rhetorical question, but does anyone actually remember the OG Xbox 360 avatars? Seriously, these were some of the most interesting things. Hey, the Nintendo Wii had Mii's, and Xbox had the live avatars. Meanwhile, PlayStation, they had profile pictures. Meanwhile, the Xbox 360 avatars were the status symbol back in the glory days of Xbox Live. So many different crossovers and things available for these avatars that you could dress up so that when your friends scrolled through their friend page, they knew that you were the real deal, not some poser. And besides the fact that you could unlock a lot of the avatars by playing games, or you could even crack open mom's wallet and buy some stuff from the avatar store, some of the crossovers were really interesting, and Halo, being the front runner of Xbox, definitely had a lot of cosmetics, and some of them were cool, and a lot of them were really weird. Now, to put this in context, while Halo had literally so many different cosmetics available based off of every Halo game that was releasing, while it may seem like that's a lot or more than necessary, back in the day, the amount of content and support that these avatars had in general was probably more than necessary. For instance, look at this. MTV had Jersey Shore avatar packs where you could get Pauly D's hair or even washboard abs for your avatar. Remember, this only exists because people likely spent money on it. So in comparison, some of the Halo stuff is kind of interesting to take a closer look at. But before we get into the rest of the video, we just want to give a huge thanks to Opinion Outpost for sponsoring this video. Opinion Outpost is a market research website where you can get paid for filling out free online surveys. You can fill out surveys and collect points and then trade them in for things like gift cards. For example, looking to order some pizza for launch day for a specific game? Well, you can get some Domino's, but that's not all. They have a lot of different options to get paid, whether it's with Amazon gift cards, Apple Store cards, or even directly into your PayPal account. Now, it's free to use and it's also super easy to join. So if you check out the link in the description down below, you can join today. And once again, a huge thank you to Opinion Outpost. If we didn't have sponsors like this, we wouldn't be able to make content like this regularly. So the support is really appreciated. Now, I actually remember when the Xbox Live Avatar store opened up in 2009. And honestly, most of us who were playing Xbox and Halo back in the day really weren't just on board with wanting to spend money to make our dashboard avatars look super cool. We just threw on the basic cosmetics that were given for free. But as time progressed and more players jumped on Xbox, it seemed like the importance of having the best looking Xbox character may have started to become a factor to a lot of people. And with the fact that some people could still unlock avatars without having to spend any money, it definitely became a very highbrow form of Xbox status. Now, besides just your avatar standing around on the dashboard of the screen when you're scrolling through your friends, and back when you could actually watch Netflix with your friends at the same time, literally one of the best forgotten features of Xbox, slowly over the years, more and more content would be added that actually utilized the Xbox avatars as a main thing. There was a ton of indie games that were released that supported Xbox avatars, so there definitely was an importance of having the best looking avatar. And when the store launched, the main Halo at the time was Halo 3, and there were some interesting things that were offered in the avatar store if you were a fan of Halo 3. For instance, you could rock these awesome cargo shorts that had the Master Chief helmet and some swords. There was this shirt that had energy swords on it, which was cool. There was some emblem related shirts as well, along with some medals, which kind of looks a little bit goofy. It's like they just printed the medals right onto a shirt. There was, of course, a legendary t-shirt available and a Halo 3 hoodie, which comes with a brown jacket and a green shirt with the Halo 3 logo. There was also a 3 Grunts t-shirt. By far, some of the most interesting things would be the Arbiter mask and the Brute mask. Seriously, I don't know why this exists, but it is pretty amazing. Halo 3 ODST did see the continuation of support for Xbox Live avatars, and you could actually unlock some cosmetics just by playing the original Halo 3 ODST. For instance, you could get the ODST helmet unlocked for finishing the campaign on any difficulty, and this was an outfit that a lot of people used to wear. You could even get the ODST armor all the way through for getting the Good Samaritan achievement, where you finish the campaign without killing any engineers. If you went through the struggle of doing Vidmaster Endure, you could get the Recon helmet, or Dare's helmet. And hey, there's this cool ODST hoodie that has Dare and Buck with a little heart behind them, and it was unlocked for getting the Dark Times achievement. There's also some other neat little things in the ODST collection. There were some military hats and even a Spartan laser kill ring. And they also had an RC Warthog, which definitely one of the cooler things that you could get from ODST. Then around this time also, 343 Industries launched Halo Waypoint, and you could get a Halo Waypoint monitor, which just looks like Guilty Spark, for logging into the Waypoint for the first time. Also, if you achieved milestone level 50 on Halo Waypoint, you would get the EVA helmet unlocked for your avatar, which is one that I actually managed to get. Also, way back in May of 2010, they did a beta for Halo Reach, and if you played the Halo Reach beta, you would actually get a sweater for your avatar that said Halo Reach Beta Tester, which is one that to this day I still have on my main Xbox account, and something I'm a little bit proud of. I was really surprised to still see it there after all these years for some reason, but I guess it's not something every single person has. Then also, before the launch of Halo Reach, if you attended Comic-Con 2010, Gamescom 2010, or PAX 2010, you had a chance to get the Noble 6 helmet for your avatar before Halo Reach actually came out. And then after the release of Halo Reach, you could go through and get all of the helmets by completing various achievements or challenges along the way. Like George's helmet was for getting a Killtacular in matchmaking, and June's helmet was for getting 100 kills in campaign or firefight without dying. Now they did end up actually selling most of the helmets as well in the Xbox store, so even if your favorite helmet wasn't one of the helmets that was worn by a member of Noble Team, you could at least dish out some real money and get the armor that you wanted. Also, there were some pre-order rewards available too, like a Banshee prop that came with the limited edition wireless controller. And since I had the limited edition of Halo Reach that I bought from a local Hollywood video the day that the game came out, I also got the included UNSC Falcon toy for my Xbox avatar, and I still have that one too. There is this really cool Remember Reach shirt, which just looks so clean. I kind of want it in real life. And then there were some other things Halo Reach themed that they would sell as well, like a Halo jetpack, the Noble 6 logo shirt. You get a little scarab, which was interesting. There was also a miniature mongoose, which was kind of cool. And then for all of those Halo cosplay Xbox avatar fans, there was a Brute costume for all three of you. Right after Halo Reach's release, that's when things really started to heat up on the avatar popularity side of things. The Indies store on the Xbox 360 had a lot of very small studio made games that often used Xbox Live avatars and were usually some of the least expensive things available on the Xbox store that you could just buy and play. And because you could use your Xbox Live avatars, these became very popular to play. Also, games like Doritos Crash Course released, which let you use your avatar to run through things like a Ninja Warrior type platforming section, which was kind of interesting. And there were other games also that released that utilized the Xbox avatars as the main way of showcasing the characters, so there was a little bit more of an incentive to have your avatar look kind of unique. Alongside Combat Evolved Anniversary's release, they released a special armor of the Mark V suit from Combat Evolved. And interestingly enough, prior to Halo 4's release, they did a Golden Warrior armor that you could unlock by watching 3 of the 4 2012 presidential and vice presidential debates on Xbox Live, where you had to watch for at least 30 minutes or more. Also in 2012, McFarlane Toys used the Xbox Live avatar costumes and props as a basis to design some of their toys. Like I said before, things are really heating up on the avatar popularity front, and Halo 4 did not let up with some of the avatar designs and cosmetics you could buy that were Halo related. Now, there still were some helmets that were unlockable, like the Knight helmet, which I like to wear just because it looks goofy, and even the Mark 6 helmet, which was tied to completing the campaign on normal difficulty or higher. I still have this UNSC hoodie that's unlocked when you reach rank 5 in multiplayer. And then there was also some items that were released alongside the special editions of the game, like a cryo tube. If you bought the Halo 4 console, you could get the Fotis armor, a Promethean dog, and a UNSC Eagle shirt, but a lot of these were later re-released and purchasable through the storefront and not restricted to just having to buy the Xbox 360 associated with Halo 4. There was a really interesting event though around Spartan Ops for Halo 4, which was a special Spartan Ops Challenge t-shirt that was awarded for completing the Spartan Ops Challenge, which required players to complete 5 different chapters of Halo 4 Spartan Ops, specifically on April 11th, 2013. They did other things like this too, involving regular matchmaking, where you'd have to play a Castle Team DLC playlist and get the competitive rank of 35 between April 8th and April 22, 2013. And in a time where timed events were kind of a rarity, it was a unique approach to how they handled some of these items. Nonetheless, the Halo 4 store still had a lot of different cosmetics available that weren't available just through playing the game or doing some sort of challenge. There's a ton of different marine armors you could get. You could pick up Palmer's helmet. There's this really creepy elite costume. It's legit nightmare fuel. I don't know, somehow it just kind of looks like it's balding a little bit. Then you could get things like a ricochet ball. You could have your own cryptum if you wanted to. Seriously, the list went on and on with the various clothing and especially a lot of props that were available coming from Halo 4. Definitely something that wasn't initially as popular in the Avatar space. The props definitely and quickly became more and more popular when there was some interesting things like a little mantis that you could have. This flood armor is just really creepy, and then you could also make yourself look like the Didact. But by far the best thing about Halo 4 overall was just the large amount of various props that were available. Then they also did a special kit just for Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn, the movie. You can get Academy pants and a shirt if you want to be like you're at the academy. There's some training armor, a drop pod, and even Lasky's uniform. They then went on to release the Halo Universe collection, and this one is by far very fun to look at because right away I'm sold because they brought Snuggie Chief and put him available for players to use. There's also this flood costume, which may be the worst thing I've ever seen, and I absolutely love it for it. Then there's this 343 basic logo t-shirt. There's a birthday grunt that dies. You could get a flood pet. There was a Mr. Chief costume, the straight up Pillar of Autumn, and they even did a nice little red versus blue crossover with a few nods to that series as well. Spartan Assault had some things added for your avatar as well, like Palmer's armor and Palmer's shirt, this Forerunner artifact. You could even get your own Windows tablet, because remember, that's the best way to play Spartan Assault. And then you could even get Spartan Davis's armor. You know, everyone's favorite Spartan that we all definitely know about. Right? Okay, this is where things get a little bit confusing though, because after Halo Spartan Assault and just in general with the Xbox One's release, Microsoft decided, hey, let's overhaul the Xbox avatar system and introduce brand new Xbox avatars. And they're straight up terrifying. I don't know, there's just something really uncanny about them, and they're not backwards compatible with the different props and items. But seriously, these things are just creepy. So you normally would suspect that with the launch of the brand new avatar system, there would be a ton of really cool Halo things to make up for the fact that everyone who spent money or unlocked things over the years couldn't use them on their new avatar, and well, you'd be wrong. They brought very few things to the new Xbox Avatar store. You could get a Master Chief costume from Halo 5. That's it in the Spartan department pretty much. You could get an Atriox costume, which Luke has riding a skateboard. You could get a t-shirt with the Halo helmet on it. There's a bunch of Halo Pride shirts, and there's a Spartan Exterminator, which looks like it's an exterminator company logo with Master Chief and a little flood spore. And that's it for Halo. There's a ton of sci-fi knockoff props that are not actually Halo related, and these avatars don't even work in the games that support avatars, like Doritos Crash Course or any of those other fun games that we used to get to play. But then, to make things even more confusing, when Halo Wars 2 released, they added more cosmetic items available for the old avatars from the Xbox 360 era, which you can still access on the Xbox One, that only work on the old avatars. So from that, you could get the Atriox face paint, you can get a Banished hammer toy, you get Atriox armor, you can get a Banished chopper, which, hello, this is amazing. You could also get a nice little Halo Wars 2 logo shirt and the UNSC Jackrabbit vehicle. So all in all, it was really interesting looking through all of the different things that were available for cosmetics back in the day. And I feel like a lot of the Halo community probably threw something Halo related onto their Xbox avatars. And while I was a huge fan of my Halo related things, I definitely did spend a little bit of money I probably shouldn't have on Xbox avatar stuff back in the day, and to this day, I don't regret it, because what good would that do? Nowadays, it seems like the Xbox avatar front in general isn't really supported all that much anymore. I mean, they're left intact and things still work. You can still access the old store and the new avatar store from your Series X even, but from the looks of it, it seems like the old store was still supported through about 2015 with new content, and then the Halo Wars 2 stuff randomly, while the newer store is kind of a ghost town as well. But hey, as dumb as these avatar things were, it was kind of cool, and it was interesting just to see how many people were kind of forced to use it in one way or another just because of how commonplace the avatar system had become back in its heyday. So let us know which of these armor pieces is your favorite. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos like this. I'll see you guys all next time with a brand new video.